What's up, man? Gente, saludos, man. First and foremost, man, I would like to say, I would like to apologize, man. But I've been uploading videos, and I don't know why they haven't been, they haven't been. I don't know what's up with YouTube, man. I'm glad to be back, man. And hopefully you guys doing all right. I'm doing all right, man, with my family. And well, not with my family, but my family is doing all right as well. And that's all that matters, man. And with that, as you can see by the title, man, we already see the title. Um, a lot of YouTubers don't like to talk about these issues, man. These pedos. Why, man? Why? Because it's embarrassing, you know. And Like I said, I went through a lot of self help programs, and a lot of people, and not a few men, but a lot of people got used to get on the front, man, to give their testimony, you know, on what happened in the future, man. I mean, in the past, man. What happened? What made them be the person that they are, man. You know, these seminars, man. They were real cool, man. Cause a lot of people can relate to you know to people, man. We're not different from anybody else, man. Blacks, Mexicans, whites, raza, Chicanos, paisa. We all went through, some, see, back in the days, man. It's not like today. How parents used to discipline kids, man. Now it's pretty loose, but at the same time, back then, it was horrible, man. We especially we Mexicans, man. You guys already know, man. But anywho, man, you guys already know it was hard, man. They used to beat the crap out of you, for any stupid reason. At least, I seen videos of Mundo Mendoza, and he says that his stepfather used to do that, man. He was a freaking he was an abuser, and with me, it's not. I'm not the exception, man. My grandfather used to beat me up, but and that's okay. That's okay. That's how they used to discipline us. That's how we used to get disciplined. But at the same time, that's why a lot of us, grew up, being the person that we are. A lot of us, and many YouTubers, I haven't seen nobody, in fact, coming out and speaking, forward about these incidents, on what makes you be the person that you are. A lot of us, there's a lot of people in the shoe, and people that, that is doing life, man, that they don't know why they got this anger, why they always doing the things that they do, man. And see, before you go to the board, it's a requirement. It's a requirement for you to go and find yourself. What makes you be the person? What makes you be the person that you are? What makes you be the person what made you be? Because when you were born, when you were a little kid, you were not a bad person, man. Something happened to you, man. And this is a real touchy subject, man, because a lot of people don't like to admit, the we were abused, man, as a kids. It was either physically, mentally, spiritually, and a lot of people sexually abused, man. Like I said, this is a real touchy subject, man. Um, Me myself, I was physically and mentally abused when I was a little kid, man. When I was like 6, 7. Uh, uh, um, and I used to get beat up a lot, almost a lot. I used to get beat up. One day, my grandfather kicked me in the mouth. When I was like 6, 7, kicked me in the mouth, and he punched me, and he beat the crap out of me because I was fighting with my tío, which he was my age, right? Um, but that wasn't the only thing that happened in when I was growing up, man. Uh, one day, me and some of my family members, we went to a party, to a wedding, a Mexican wedding party, and on the way back, we couldn't make it back to where we were living because my carnal, he was the one driving and he was already drunk, so they invited us to go to a house, right? So there was two cars. We were driving two cars, and we got, I was with these other bottles, and we got lost in the freeway. So they took me to a house, man. We were drinking. I was the only one, and I knew these bottles, from a long time, right? But I hadn't seen them for in years. So anywho, man, we were drinking. It was nothing but dudes, bottles, and all of a sudden they called this dude, right? They called this, hey, check it out, man. We're drinking over here, and I was like 16, and most of these bottles were like 19, 20, early mid 20s, right? And here comes this dude, right? He's like 30, and he's he brought remember those big old 24 cases of Budweiser. That's what he brought, right? And then he was drinking, and he, orale, hey, want some? And then later he was sitting right next to me, right? And somebody went, hey, meaning me, and I was like, what the fuck? And we started smoking weed. I don't really, I don't like to smoke weed because I fall asleep once. And I was drinking, and I was smoking weed out of peer pressure, huh? Like I said, I don't like it. So I took a few talks, and these bottles, they were, we were drinking and shit. And I remember I had a pedazo, I had a fucking fierro, right? I had a fierro, and somebody say, hey, since everybody, we cool, we're drinking and shit. Why don't you give me that thing? I put it up for you, man. I put it away for you. And I was like, nah, man, that's my, nah, everything is cool, man. So I don't know, man. I was drinking, and I like I said, I took a few talks, and I went to sleep, man. And if I woke up like around, it was like around 5, man, 5 in the morning. And the dude that was like, the dude that they invited, the last one that came to the house, that I think he was in early 30s, mid 30s, right? He before this, he was trying to tackle fucking hotote, toputote to me, hey, what's saying? And I'm like, hey, Holmes, hey, I don't fuck around, whatever you business you guys have, that's on you. So anywho, man, I told him, hey, I'm 16, Holmes, don't even, because he spoke perfect English. So in my mind, he already knows what's up, man. He ain't gonna fucking try to, he ain't gonna try to do no fucking scandalous shit. But I fell asleep, and he was putting his hand on my thing, trying to grab my shit, right? So when I woke up, I was like, hell no, man. I was like, hell no, dog. So anywho, man, I pretend like I was gonna get up, and he got up, right? And I was pissed, man. He went to the shitter, and then came back. But when he went to the shitter, I grabbed something, dog. I'm not gonna say what, but he tried to do the same thing, and I got up, and all I gotta say, YouTube has got, rules and regulations that I'm not supposed, but he's not gonna do that shit again ever, dog. That's all I gotta say. He's never gonna do that again. Let's just say that, and let's say words, and and these guys heard the noise, man. And when they woke, they hit the lights on, and dude was, hey, he was leaking, leaking like, serio, I got him good, and they panic, they go, hey, wait, get the hell out of here, So I told him, hey, you mother, mother effers, you knew what what he was doing, F, who wants to get down, F you, and these were grown up men, and said, nah, we don't want now, fool, man, hey, just leave, man, serio, just leave, we don't want no pedo. So I grabbed my thing, and I said, what's up, hey, anybody, kindly way. I was pissed, they said, no way, no. So I left. I left, and the first thing I seen, I turned around the corner because I was new to this town, man. It was in the Central Valley. All I gotta say, this dude is gone. Oh, he's never gonna do that. And the first thing I seen a paisa watering the front yard, bro. And I say, hey paisa, hey, this is what happened. At that time, I didn't call him paisa. I just went out to him and I say, hey, disculpe, this happened, man, and I gotta go, man. Can you please help me? And he saw that I was serious. I had sangre in my hands, though. And he goes, yeah, man, give me a minute, because I explained him what happened. He give me a minute. I got you. Jump in my truck. As soon as I jumped in the truck, I heard the fucking siren, the placas. So he took me out of town. And I went back to where I was living. And for like I say, man, I was in high school, and I had this rage in my throat, man. I wanted to smoke people, serio, man. I started drinking and doing stupid stuff, man. But it did change me as a person. It did change me. I became a piece of crap. I became a monster, man. And I didn't care what they did to me. I wanted to get people, man. I wanted to, serio, man. I had this rage in my throat that I couldn't get rid of. I had coraje, rage, man. And see, a lot of people don't talk about it, but hey, it wasn't my sick ass fucking. It was somebody else sick, freaking, mañas, habits. This mother effer, like I say, he was his early 30s, mid 30s. He should know better, man. And that's how I became the person that I was, man. I just didn't care. But I already knew how to fight. I was a fighter. I was always fighting, man. And I wasn't looking for trouble, but I would never back down from a fight. Like I said, I got jumped, and for anybody that I was lying on I brought my headphone. The last video, you guys seen it. I brought my headphone and say, hey mom, remember when I got jumped by five norteños? He goes, yeah. She came out. You think I'm gonna have my mom lying for me, though? Me. This is for all the youth, man. If anything, whatever is going on, talk to people. If anything strange is happening to you, man, hey, don't let that shit happen to you, man. Don't let nobody, say your way. Always speak to a person that you trust, man. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of people in prison, they there because they something happened in the past, man. You gotta find this this person, this human being that you were before. Something happened to you. Like I said, we've been physically, mentally, and spiritually and sexually abused, man. And you don't have to be afraid. You're not alone, man. You gotta speak up and get rid of that thing, man. Get rid of it, because it's not good. It's poisoning your mind. It's poisoning